welcome back to my stream. Another day, another stream, another model. Yeah. So, right off the bat, if you saw me last time, I built this little guy. This little F-14 here, 144 scale. It's all complete. I decided not to put any of the missiles on. And yeah, there you go. Yeah. Woohoo! Woo! Yeah. So there you go. That one's done. Today we're going to start building the 148th Royal Navy Sea Harrier FRS-1 by Tamiya. Opened it up, take a look inside. It's not too much. They've molded it in this kind of a light gray. So we're going to be doing lots of painting to change the colors. But we're not actually going to start this one today. I had planned on starting it, but I'm not going to. So I've got myself a little bit of a busy afternoon. I got my new hard drive that showed up. I want to get this installed today. These little M2 drives are so tiny, like, just to think how far things have come today. This is a 1 terabyte hard drive. And, you know, a platter drive is like this size, right? Anyway, that's not what I'm focusing on right now. I want to get this installed later today, which means I don't have the time to really get into too much of a build today. So let's put that aside for now. So I figured, you know, I don't really have the time to build a Harrier today, but I do have time to build a deck. Whoa, it's loud. Too loud. But I do have time to build a Death Star. This one. This has been sitting on my desk for a few weeks now, waiting for me to build it. I actually did take it apart. So they got the instructions in the lid, because there's not much to it. I did paint a couple of the parts that are on the inside. They're going to be very dark gray and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of started a little bit on it, but not much. There isn't really a whole lot to this thing. So, yeah. I figured, you know, I'm going to get this guy built today. A few little parts in here too. That's the stand that it's going to stand on. Yeah. So I'm going to build a Death Star today. So got a lot of painting to do that I want to do on this. So I've got the dark color there. This is actually going to be the perimeter, so that's been left gray like that. But I wanted the contrast because a lot of this stuff it's like on the inside and you're not going to see it, right? Just the way it's going to sit and stuff like that kind of thing. Anyway, so it's like a lot of the edges are going to be painted, you know, especially on a piece like this. All those little edges, the very edge is going to be like a light gray. So I'm going to got a lot of little painting to do on there, or I could just scrape the edges with a file, and just to take that dark gray off of there, right? I really don't know yet. I have to see. I'm just gonna open this up here a little bit so I'm not looking into a box to read it. So the first thing, we take this piece and this piece. And put these together. Of course, this is made by Bandai, so there's going to be little to no glue used to assemble this thing. It's Bandai's typical, just press fit it together and you're done kind of thing. And we take, I think it's one of these. It's going to go up in there. Maybe. Upside down maybe. Maybe I don't even have it in the right spot. I don't know. I didn't have it in the right spot. Trying to put it on the wrong side. I think. Let's get the glasses off so I can take a look at this here. These might not even be the pieces I'm supposed to be trying to fit in there. A2, and we went 12 and 13. Correct, I have the wrong piece. Correct, I have the wrong piece? Yeah, that's right, I have the wrong piece. Almost like I was trying to assemble it with a fatal flaw right from the start. Yeah. So, this one goes up top here. I guess I should paint this because that's some of these. It's very out of place. And this one is going to go underneath, just like this. Like that. So, I do need to paint that because that just looks kind of stupid, like that. So, you know, I painted this like 3 weeks ago. I didn't even know what color paint I used on it. I think I painted it black first and then hit it with the dark gray. So, I'll have to take it here. So, I will put these with the black. Not the olive drab. Let that dry. Let's take a look at other pieces that you might be able to work on here. A17, it kind of looks like this, I think. This is A2. A1 and number 7. Yeah, it's got to be. It's either this piece or this is part of it too. A220. It's pretty small. This guy here goes on this piece. You know, it's kind of ironic. I did have someone in my chat 3 weeks ago asked me to build something from Star Wars. And they haven't been in the chat since. So they're not watching to actually watch me build something from Star Wars. So why even bother saying anything? So that goes on this piece. It kind of goes up in there, I guess. Kind of have a bit of a detailed view that they're trying to show me. A little hole. Oh, yeah, okay. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. What the purpose of that is, I don't know. But that just tells me this needs to be painted too. So I'm going to use one of my little alligator clips to hold on to it while I hit it with some color. Flip over. Kind of just using the black almost as a base coat, because I am going to hit it with the dark gray afterwards as a second coat, and that's how I got that. It's not really, I didn't do a super thick coat of this because I wanted it dark. You can see that's much darker than the lid. So I didn't want it black, and I felt that this gray was not quite dark enough, so that's why I'm kind of doing the combination of both. Let's see, we've got this great big guy, and looks like this guy go together. Like that. Take some of our already assembled pieces and put them all around. I think this is going to sit like this. Yeah, it's going to go like that. But I want to wait a little bit. I don't know what I want to do. Should I just... I think if I try and scrape the paint off, it's not going to look quite as good. I don't know, it might. Let's just try. Let's take this piece, and then I'm going to scrape the edges and see how it looks. I don't want to use that, it's a little too wide. So let's try this. I think I could get away with just scraping it. The color's coming off pretty good, pretty easy. some, it's so loud. And the rest of them are quiet. A little bit of detail, it's a little hard to get in. It's okay. Almost kind of have to scrape in both directions because these are definitely not even surface. It's such a just follow the knife. It goes like this. That's the edge I'm trying to scrape clean, right? And so much rough edges. They're not smooth at all. There's one guy who on YouTube who built one of these, and he just used a brush and painted all the edge, but he also had a very steady hand, and he used an airbrush. If you've been seen any of my videos, you know I don't use an airbrush. So this is kind of going to be a long, painstaking process, but I think the results in the end will look pretty good. Now, there's one that's pretty deep in there that I need to get at, but I can't really. I have a file. I have two actually. Let's see if this is small enough to get in there. No, it's not. I have a flat one in my drawer here. There it is. Yeah, let's try that. This one's nice and thin. I should be able to get in on the edge. Beautiful. That was fantastic. Almost works better than the knife. Just has a little bit more surface area than the knife, that's all. Okay. You might be thinking, okay, so all the places, like all the decks and everything inside the Death Star was all very light colored and almost white, or a very light gray anyway. Why did you paint all this dark gray when everything is so light? Well, because this is kind of deep inside, and from the outside you don't see all the light. So, except what you're going to see is the edge of all these little platforms. And so, the dark is basically just the shadow behind, but you're going to see the edges. So, that's why. What I just scraped off there, I don't know if that's actually going to be seen or not, but just in case, I didn't want it dark gray. Okay, so I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the difference now, if you can see the edges on it. Maybe if I try and put more of something to focus. Let's try this one. You can see the edge there, right? The edges are all now a nice light gray, while the rest of it is dark. So that adds to some detail there. And I'm going to have to do that on this piece, and 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 these pieces, and these ones that are about to be dark gray. Okay, just a quick little and done. Just because I want to get this out of the way. Here's the stand. Pretty simple. Not much to it. Okay, back to scraping. It amazes me the detail they put into this thing, that, you know, for something so small, sculptors really went out of their way, you know? Especially just to give you something that's you know, they try to make movie accurate in the details. I don't know if all this, there's a whole lot of lines on the inside of this. I don't know if they're going to be seen or not, but I'm going to scrape paint off them anyway. Like I said, I don't know if we'll be able to see it when it's all together or not. We might. So. Okay, so that one's done. I could probably get a little bit of a better contrasting effect if I did actually paint instead of just scraping the paint that's on here off. I don't know. I mean, in the end, is it worth really doing all that painstaking detail on it? I really don't know. Maybe. It's possible, I don't know. There's some edges I do want to have white because against the gray, dark gray in the back behind it, it looks a little better. At least I think so anyway. There's a fine line between getting the paint off and accidentally actually filing down the detail. I don't want to do that. Okay, another piece done. How about this guy? This guy sits like that, so all of these edges facing this way are going to be seen. Some things have such a non-smooth contour that it's almost better. Maybe it would have been better to paint I don't know. In a sense, it's easier to scrape off the edge than it is to paint the edge. And I mean, in the end, for all I know, half of this is going to be covered up and I won't even be able to see it. I won't know till it's assembled just how much I can see. And if that's the case, it becomes one of those, well, I know it's done kind of thing. Okay, I think this one's done. Maybe not quite. Okay, it's done now. That's done. This guy, he needs to be done. Such tiny little work. I don't know, can you see the difference it's making? Like when I look at it from direct on, I can see all the little white lines now that where the dark gray's been scraped off. But as soon as I change the angle, so now I'm looking down on it, I don't see them. So I don't know if that's good or bad or what. Like, should I actually paint the flat levels of each individual level, the light gray color, and just leave the back wall of each level dark gray. I don't know. I think for now I will continue to only do the edge. Let's see how it looks when I actually have it kind of assembled a little bit. That makes you wonder, you know, because in the first Star Wars movie, Episode 4, the Death Star was completely finished, right? So from the outside, you didn't see the detail of all the different levels and stuff on the inside of it. But then in Empire Strikes Back, they're building a new Death Star, or Death Star 2, whatever you want to call it. And it's not quite complete. And so you have these exposed levels. It's like they don't have the outside put on it yet, you know. But it's kind of like, well, it's all exposed. How did they not, like, if you were walking along this deck, you're just staring out into space. How was it that they could continue working on it without, you know, dying because of exposure? I suppose as a fan, it's not something you're really supposed to worry about. I don't know. Just shut up and enjoy the movie, right? I want to make sure that a bit of these top edges are showing as well. Okay, I think this one's done pretty well good enough. Again, I don't know how much of that flat edge is going to be shown, so I just want to have that filed off just in case. And if later on it's exposed and it doesn't look good, I can always change it. Okay, that one's done. Next. There's another one with lots of... I wish I could just do this and do it all kind of as a big sweeping motion and get it done, but the file doesn't get in all the nooks and crannies quite well enough. If all it was just grooves, flat, straight grooves, the file would be perfect. But it's not, it just gets in on the surface. So there are sections like that, and this one, and that. Which again, I don't know if that's going to be viewable from the outside or not. So we'll just do that. Call that good enough, I guess. Now back to the knife. Some spots, because they stick out, they're almost like they're highlighted and going to stand out brighter. It's almost like it's going to be, you know, you can see where the light is shining in on the deck a little bit, but there's this spot that's sticking out and it's a lot brighter. I think it's going to give a cool little effect. Almost done with this one. Getting there. Okay. Almost went up. Just. In case there is any little edges that I missed. That one's done. Now, you're done, you're done. This guy. Of course, I've put these two together already. Let's see if I can take them apart. Just because it's going to make my life easier if they're separate. Okay. Try this again. Works a little bit. Going to do multiple levels at once. This piece, I'm a little bit more able to get away with. A lot more of it is just grooves. Okay, I think that's it for this half. Get in there. This. So I really want to be able to see those levels. Okay. Let's see. These ones are a little more forgiving, I guess. They're not as rough. There's a lot more of a smooth area, so you can get away with that. The sander, but still a lot of little things, little nooks and crannies that I just can't get into. Which is perfectly okay. It's kind of funny. I think a good 90% of the build of this thing is going to be me scraping away the paint off the edge of each little level. So I'm going to apologize right now for the fact that you're basically staring at the top of my head the whole time. Today I am making the Death Star. As I realized I took 10 minutes to reply to you. But yeah, today I am building a Death Star. Okay, now that these are done, these can go back together. This should be done better. Okay. It's just kind of a wall detail in the background. As you get these recesses here, they go up into here, and so you can kind of see them and you kind of can't. but they're there, right? So you can see them there. So I wanted to have some highlights on there so that it looks a little better. There, so that's together now. I think I only got one more to do, and that's this one here, which only has this section here and here, and then some stuff in here. And that's it. So there's not too much left to do. Let's try this guy, see how much I can do. Not much. It's just a little too big. I wish I had that problem. This edge clean. There we go. This edge. This big one too. Okay. This appears to be done. Maybe not quite, so I'm able to get a lot more off by changing the direction that I'm scraping in. There we go. That's that side. Now we got this one. Okay, I think that's done. It's looking pretty done anyway. I'll clean up some of the edges here. Once again, I don't know if these edges that I'm filing at this moment are going to be seen. They might be hidden behind stuff when it's all said and done. I don't know. But in any case, it's done. Can already do this side too, just in case. If I can help it, I want to minimize the amount of light gray that I have to paint. So I already am anticipating a lot of painting on my outer shell, I guess, for lack of a better term, because of all the little squares and rectangles that are prevalent on the surface of it. And when you look at pictures of the Death Star, you definitely see the panels are a lighter color. Oh, fuck. I've only done one side. All that, and that's one side done. I still have to go whoop and do this side. But fortunately, there's not, well, I was going to say there's not quite as much to do, but there's still a lot to do. This is supposed to be part of the reactor core. I don't know. I really don't know. And even if it was, it's like, okay, well, am I supposed to paint it a different color then? So everything just seems to be kind of the same light gray / white color, you know? Kind of thing. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, there's a lot of panel lines details on the inside of this, so I'm going to hit it with the panel line accent color before I put any assembly into this. I don't know how much I'm going to actually see. It's all together, but might see some. I really don't know, because it's very dark gray, and now I'm using the black panel line. I don't know. Might see some, might not see any. It's hard to tell. Just contrast some of the details on this thing, and see how it all looks. So yeah, that's that. Okay, I think we're done. Let me have a look at this thing. I think that's pretty much as good as we're going to get as far as detailing on this on the inside. The reason why I say as good as we're going to get is because I'm not going to really do much more. Alright, so we have a piece over here. I still have to hit the other side of the green piece with the gray. This one's done. I want them totally black. Dark gray is fine. Okay, so I have this guy who's about ready to go in there. It's right there. Just like that. Goes on there. I almost have a feeling that's supposed to be this color. It's like one tiny little spot that kind of has a look of the outer hull. So I'm going to just take the color off of that top layer. So it looks like it's got, they're starting on this, right? Okay. So the first thing I needed to do was get these done so that they could go in here. I'm still waiting for that. But in the meantime, I think I can put this piece together. Maybe. If it's going to interfere, I don't think it should be okay because they go in and just slide in just underneath this, right? Just underneath here. and then in there. So I don't think this is really going to interfere with anything. Then with this on, it looks like this piece goes here. That. You don't want to press it on too tight just yet, in case I'm wrong. Then we have a piece that goes almost like a jigsaw puzzle. So this is going to go this side. This. This goes up here. This. Okay, so that's going to go up there, but I kind of have to. It's going to be better if I put it together in order. Now that I'm getting a better idea of how it's supposed to go together.
You're dry.
Okay, these are dry, which means now I scrape the edge off. Okay, now this one goes up top here. This, which means I actually have to scrape more of the edge off. That. So it's exposed. Not sure what depth this is, what significance it is. There. That's that one. Now, this one. Similar fashion. Scrape the edges off. Seems a lot thicker of an edge for some reason. Don't know why. I think it would be kind of neat to, like, you know, meet the people who actually do the sculptures of these kinds of things and ask them, why did you decide to put this detail? Why did you, like, what was your thought process behind why? You know, why did you add this detail to it and not this other detail? You know what I mean? Okay, so now that those are in, I can continue with this. And this has to go on. Just like that. Now this piece can go on. Just like that. This one goes on the bottom here. Just like that. Okay. Got that done. We've got that piece I'm not sure about. It looks like this piece goes over here somewhere. Maybe it goes on this side. Maybe not that one. Maybe it's this one I need to put on. Looks like this is going to go here. Just like that. And then we've got one that goes in here. This one. There's a piece that goes here. And then I also have this one. I feel like I'm missing one. Maybe this is the one they're showing me. It goes right there. Kind of a T-shape slot. And I don't see any T-shaped slots. So I don't know. It almost looks like it's supposed to go here. So I don't know where this piece goes. There's definitely a knob here. So it is supposed to go in there. It does go there. But now that I've got this all assembled, it's going to be hard to get it in there. Anyway, it goes in there. It's definitely the slot for it. It's not a very tight fit at all. I'm tempted to leave it until I know for sure, because that doesn't sit properly at all. It's like, it's super, something ain't right. So until I get to a point where I'm going to be covering this up with something, I'm just going to leave this off. This guy. What's up here? Just like that. Inner detail on that, maybe I should take him off of here. Because that's definitely going to be showing. This in here you can see from the outside, so I need to fix that and fix that by hitting it with the black. That a minute to dry. What we have next is a couple of panels to go on the outside. A1 and A1. So A1-1 and A1-2. That's this. Those two. They are next. Where do they go? Kind of on the bottom. It's kind of hard to tell because they're diagrams on here leave a little bit to be desired as far as the detail is, you know, how you have it oriented, so where these are actually going to go. Now, it might be here, along here somehow. Looks like maybe here. Maybe not there. I'm not even 100% on which way it's supposed to go. This definitely goes like this, but whereabouts on here it does. I'm really only guessing that it goes in these little slots here. And if that's the case, which slots do they go in? You know, this might be this one. It's really hard to tell what is meant to be a slot for this and what's not. No, part of me is tempted to go look at the YouTube video on how this goes together. Simply because it's confusing. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? You just had it together. Well, yeah, I had it together, but I'm trying to determine if these little holes are actually supposed to be meant for this thing. It looks like that's supposed to go like that. Or is it supposed to go like this? Did I have them upside down? Oh, maybe I did. I had them upside down. See now? See? What kind of shit helps? Sometimes taking it apart is what you need to do. Okay, now I know. Like, this goes in here like that. This one. Goes like that. And this one goes like that. Makes my life a little freaking easier. Other way around. Of course, ripping it apart and then trying to put it together backwards just doesn't, it's not very smart. That's how you break things. And I don't want to break things. Now that piece, it looks like it goes in here. It just sits there and does nothing. Can't be right. That's what it looks like though. It looks like it just sits in there. It doesn't fit any other way except like this. But it's not quite oriented right. So I think I'm wrong in trying to put it there. But it freaking looks like it in the instructions. It looks like it goes right in there. Right in the middle. It's right below where this sits. This sits like this. This sits like this. Okay. It's got a couple of knobs there. That's that piece missing. Huh. Fuck. This goes on this. Like that. This. This piece goes on here. Like that. And then this piece goes in there. Like that. Wow. This guy to go on, which is going to be interfered with. Look at that. There we go. Wait. What's going on here? They went together fine the first time. What's your problem? Submarine link being together proper. So when I put it together the first time, it kind of clicked in. Now it doesn't want to. Sometimes interfering with it. What is interfering with it? I don't know. What if I put it on first? Still, there's something. It's just not. I don't know. It didn't have. I didn't have a problem with it before when I first put it on, but raid. Well, how about that? Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. Awesome. In case you haven't guessed by now, I'm attempting to build a Death Star. It's a tiny little model thing from Bandai, Death Star 2. Yeah, I've had this thing partially together and partially apart now about 4 times. Other than that, I'm doing great, thanks. Hey, Killock. Yeah, so just trying to figure out why I'm getting some resistance on there. Ah, the X-Wing, yeah, nice. I got a couple of those sitting on my shelf back there. I find the Star Wars Bandai kits are kind of hard to come by nowadays without paying a whole lot of money for them. But the detail on them is really fantastic, and the Bandai's the quality is really nice. Okay, that's looking like it's going together a little bit better now. That lines up much better. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This can go back on. If I can remember where it goes. Like I said, I've had this together and apart a few times now. goes under there. Just like that. And this goes back on here. Just like that. Okay. Alright. Finally making some progress. Emperor would be proud. Next, top and bottom, A9 and 11. There we go. A2 11. This is A2. 11 is this big guy. I always have to take my glasses off. I do have another pair for what do you call it? Nearsighted or whatever. It's not nearsighted. I'm already nearsighted, but what the hell? It's like reading glasses, you know? Bifocals, that's it. No chocolates in the middle of this one? No, not this one. Okay, so that goes on top, right there. This. Is it the right way around? Yep, there we go. Just like that. That means this one goes on the bottom. That goes like this. Doesn't really snap into place, but there we go. A little more force is all it needed. Oh, I needed to use the force. I have a feeling our times that we stream are pretty off because I usually stream, like during the week, I stream around 5 o'clock in the evening. Pacific Standard, right after work. So, and then on the weekends, it's about this time, usually around noon or so. But at the same time, I haven't seen you on either, so I'm guessing our times are just not really in sync. So, yeah, that's what I suspect. I've seen you a couple of times, but not very often. Alright, so now I got these two. I got A15. What am I on? A15. This way. And A2. That's the last part. And that's the last one on this. Which means we are nearing completion. Just a little bit of imperfection on there. I was kind of thinking, instead of painting all of these little panels, I might just use my dark gray line accenter and just run it through and then just clean up on all the surface rather than painting all the little rectangles. I think that's probably going to be a much easier task. We'll see. Because I can always clean it all up with the alcohol afterwards. Okay, so how do these go on? this goes in here. That. Just like that. I think I might glue that together at the top there so I can get a nice tight fit, because they don't quite sit properly together. And this one is kind of that. It's right there. Yes. Just like that. Yeah, and again, you get that little bit of a line there. And you can see that. This is how it separates. There, you can see it there. If I can tighten that up, but I'll have to glue it if I want it to stay. Try and keep it looking like one solid piece. And then we have our last piece. It is going to go there. Almost. Just a tight fit. Made this piece pop out. There we go. And then we have our Death Star. Just like that. And you can see that looks like shit on the inside there, where, you know, you can see the light gray in there. So I got some painting to do still. I'm going to take these big panels off, but I might be able to see better here the detail on the inside, and of course where that the big gray where it needs to be painted. Yeah. And that's that. That's the Death Star 2. And that was the last need for the instructions. But yeah, so I'm going to take my, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab, you know what? Hey, I got missing pieces. Maybe that's going to cover up that section right there. Let's get this guy out. Now, can I take it apart without wrecking it? Because that was a big piece. So I can't put that last part on without need to get this part. There we go. So let's put this final piece in like it's supposed to be. If I can. I need someone who knows how to get this thing apart really easily. Where's Luke? I need him. He knows how to get Death Stars apart, right? Okay. Thanks. We're getting there. Now we just get all the pieces together. It'll look even better. There. Okay. Now this goes back on. And now this goes back on. The right way around. Suddenly I don't have to paint that section in there, because that looks a heck of a lot better. But not down in here. So I still do have to paint the inside of this black to hide that little area right in here, down in this area here. You can see the light gray, and it should not. That's not right. It looks dumb. So I'm gonna have to take this apart again, get those pieces painted. A little bit harder to get at now that it's together. Okay. So I think actually I don't need to paint anywhere else. Nowhere else is really exposed. Maybe that piece. Maybe I should. Just to make sure it's done. I want to get famous. Buy followers? I don't want to buy followers. I want them to follow me for free. So I'm going to hit the inside of this with some black just to make sure that it's not going to be seen. Just that tiny little bit is really all I need. I didn't need to get any on my thumb. This one, I don't know, I think it was here. Which one was it? Yeah, down at the bottom there. Okay. Just that little part there is all I needed to do. Okay, so let's put this one back on. There we go. Yeah, before I get it together, just inside here, kind of got some light gray going on that I don't really like, so I'm going to hit it with some dark gray. I don't want to take it all apart again just to do that, so I'm just going to use my brush. It's just one of those little details there. I know it's there and it's going to bug me. The fact that I can see it. So the sad thing is it's easier to see it than it is to get at it. But that's okay. Okay, I think that did it. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so I'm just going to set that down. I hadn't planned on actually painting, so I'm going to clean my brush and clean that out. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so that's done. I'll put this back together. This gets this. And by the time I'm done with this thing, I'll know how to take this thing apart in no time flat. Okay. Now that looks a lot better on the inside there, just on that little edge. You can't really see. Well, yeah, you can see now how it's black in there instead of a nice light gray, and that looks a lot better. The downside is I've got this dark black line right here now, but with the panel line accenter, that might not be as noticeable. So let me grab that now. Let's put you back on your little stand here. And I'm not going to use the black. Okay, dark gray. That I'll use. I do want some alcohol and better Q-tips. So I'll just go grab those. Be back in a second. Q-tips. Okay. oh so intricate work that is the Death Star. It does look pretty cool when you see the color running in between all the lines. It really makes them pop. And of course, we have the infamous trench running around the equator. Starting to come to life. A lot of spots I'm going to have to clean up afterwards, but that's okay. That's what I've got the alcohol here for. It's a weird panel on this thing. It almost looks like a patch job. This looks very out of place. Almost makes me wonder, how did they, when they were thinking of doing all these different panels and making the Death Star, how did they come up with a lot of the designs on like because a lot of it seems random, and then other places it doesn't really look random at all. But you know, at the same time, it's, I don't know. You know, this great big patch piece. I'll show you when I'm finished outlining it. It's weird. It's like it doesn't belong. It's like they screwed up or something and had to put in a patch. You can see it there. It's in this great big patch, right? Like, why'd they do that? Right. Getting there, we're getting there. There are some places I want to leave even though I've put way too much in, I want to leave it because I actually want it to be kind of that darker gray color in that spot. Just because I know there are spots on this thing, Death Star, that the panels are darker or they're close to it, you know. Some of the design, I have to admit, it's kind of unrealistic. You know, the fact that they've got like this little spot that's kind of like they're starting to build it, and it's almost like, hey, we haven't finished covering this yet. Why are you starting to go down there? You know, he's like, oh, I want to get it done. Just let me finish this part. Let me get it connected here. I don't know. Almost there. Getting very close. There we go. And that's done. At least that part is. As you can see, that really makes all those lines really pop out in detail. Right. Now up top here are, I didn't realize, is just right up top here, this little section, are further decks that look like these. So I need to hit those with the dark gray to make it match a little bit better. But for now, I'm going to take my alcohol and my Q-tips, and I'm just going to clean up some of these lines where I got just a little too much. And because I don't want it looking too dark. So this way, because I know I'm going to swell it. knew I was going to spill it, and I did. That's okay though. Alcohol dries up nice and fast. So just lightly where got just a little too much. Got a little too happy with it. Cleans out pretty good. Much better, much better. Of course, there are the panels, like, they're a little bit recessed, and I want to keep those on that darker color, right? Because they're recessed, they're supposed to be darker. So I don't want to, I kind of have to be careful where I clean, because it'd be easy just to rub that off, and I don't want to do that. I will say this much, that I am very impressed with the level of detail that Bandai puts into such a small little model. Kudos to them, that's for sure. If you've never built a Bandai model because of the expense, I would say it's definitely worth checking it out at least once to just to see. Just to see for yourself what the quality is like. So comparatively to other brands and model kits and stuff like that out there, I'd say, for a company that builds models that basically you don't need to glue together, Bandai puts a lot of detail into them. I've got on my back burner is hands down my favorite spaceship ever. Is the USS, or not USS, the what is it called? The yeah, the USS, the space battleship Yamato from the Star Blazers anime from the 80s. When I was a kid, that was my absolute favorite show, and I loved that ship. With the wave motion cannon and everything like that. It's just, I loved that show, I loved that ship. That was whatever. But when I was a kid, they never had a model of it. And so basically waited my whole life, well, not whole life, but I waited a good 30 years before getting a model of that thing. And I now have it. It's just a matter of putting it together. I bought a lighting kit for it, a bunch of LED lighting. I've never seriously put any LED lighting on in a model. Not serious, not anything really good before. So I'm really just waiting to do it. I have the kit, I've got the lighting kit. It's just a matter of when I'm actually going to get around to building it. This one spot does not want to cooperate with me and clean up nice. If I didn't know better, I'd say I hit it with the black instead of the gray. But yeah, that's okay. Okay, I think it's about done. Pretty close. A few places I haven't quite done yet. You can tell I'm pressing hard on my little Q-tip. Poor little Q-tip. Under so much pressure. Looking just about done. It's just the odd spot that I hadn't gotten to yet. For the most part, done. Yeah, done. Okay. Now, as I said, I need to hit those little levels up there with some dark gray. But other than that, I'm done. And that's that. That is the Death Star. Or Death Star 2, anyway. get on this camera here so let's some detail a little bit better. Let's turn this up. There we go. Let's see. It's nice and dark inside there, and that's fine because I turned the light off so you can't see inside. But what I'm really trying to show you is all the little panel lines and all the detail with that, right? That's, you can see that big patch. I don't know why that's there, but that's what they did. Yeah, so that's that. It's the underside, that's where it goes in, all those panels under there. Yeah. And there you have the Death Star. And we've got Maverick coming in. Yeah. Anyway, there's no decals to put on this thing like there usually is on a model, but that's okay. And that's that. Let's remove the garbage. Put these here for next time. Now, I did have plans on starting on the Harrier, this guy from Tamiya. I was going to start this today, but like I said, my new hard drive came in from the store, and so I need to get started on this guy and get this put into my computer today. And so that's basically going to be my whole afternoon, pretty much, I think. And of course, while I'm doing that, I can't stream because my computer's off, right? Weird. Anyway, so that's that. So I am going to call it quits for the rest of the day. And yeah, so thanks again. Thanks again, Capster, for the raid. That's awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so I'll be back probably tomorrow, and I'll start on that on the Harrier there. But yeah, for now, I'm going to shut her down. And again, thanks again for watching. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.